Hi everybody, Mitchell Schwartz here, your Las Vegas real estate professional since 1987. Here with Linda Bertuzzi again for the final installment we have of the 6 questions. Today we have 2 final questions, and they're going to be really fun ones. She alluded to it in the last video, and that was about, you're going to hear, we need one more thing, or you need one more thing. So let's talk about that, Linda. Why do I have to give you so much confounded information?
I'm sorry. We're at a time when when I first got in the business, our files were this thick from the information that we were requesting. And then, as most everyone knows now, we got into a market where if you said you made a certain amount of income, we said, okay, that's what we'll use. If you said you had this much money in the bank, okay, that's what we'll use. If you said that you lived here, if you said you worked there, it was all just taken at face value. Well, as we all know, that didn't work very well, and we've seen a lot of homes come on the market where buyers overstated income and couldn't really afford the payments anyway. So the information we ask for is to make sure that you are truly comfortable with that payment, and that the investor who buys that loan and ultimately collects the payment from you is comfortable that we made a good quality loan. The laws are changing that require us to do that and meet all of this criteria. It's going to be federal law. And so we're doing it now to make sure our buyers are really getting into an investment that they can afford to purchase. It's not just a house payment, it's an investment, and we really like to work closely with our buyers. And the documentation has to be in the file. If you have an extra $1,000 deposit in your bank, we have to prove where it came from. So we try to work with you, again, before you've written that offer to make sure that you're not moving money, that you're keeping things kind of status quo, and we can make sure that we have everything covered before that offer is written.
Wow, so it sounds to me, again, like we talked about before, having your ducks in a row is very important.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. Have the sense of humor. That's the number one on the list of the things that you need to get, is have a sense of humor. So one question, because our team does a lot of short sales, many of you know that already, we get the question of how long do I have to wait after a short sale before I can actually purchase a house, or how long do I have to wait after a foreclosure to purchase a house? What have you got to say to that?
Well, conventional financing is not as forgiving as FHA and VA, and conventional financing really says 7 years after a foreclosure. They won't even consider any type of conventional financing. However, there's exceptions if you're investing, again, that investment of cash into the property, and your credit score has recovered from the foreclosure, then you perhaps can look at conventional. The most forgiving financing has been FHA and VA. They average 2 to 3 years for a short sale or a foreclosure. And again, there has to be documentation. We have to see everything, and we submit it to an underwriter. Many times it's manually underwritten, so an underwriter has to make that decision. As far as a short sale immediately after a short sale, a purchase immediately after a short sale, you can buy and close the next day after a short sale on FHA with only 3.5% down if you had no lates on the prior mortgage. And that's a big if, because as we know, many of the banks will not do a short sale for you unless you are delinquent. There are some banks now that are not requiring the delinquency, and so you are able to purchase right after that short sale and secure a new home. There's restrictions in there. You can't be buying across the street because the house across the street that's just like yours is now a third of the price that you paid for your old one. So we can't do those types of things, but we do know how to work in restructuring financing right after that short sale.
Great. I mean, we're actually working with one right now, aren't we, Linda?
Yes.
We have a seller who she's actually a buyer now. We sold her house last year. She closed in November, December. And she had a HUD loan, which is an FHA loan. She remained current the entire time she was doing the short sale. As a matter of fact, just as we got ready to close, she sent in her last payment. We closed the escrow, and now she's been pre-approved, and she's out shopping for a house. And, of course, she's not looking in the same neighborhood, and it's all met the guidelines. So I would suggest, if you really want to find out if you meet those guidelines, I'd give Linda a call. She'll be able to tell you, and there's a couple other lenders. It's not just HUD. There's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac also have sent out memos saying that you don't have to be delinquent, varied by situation, of course. And I would suggest you give Linda a call. She can tell you a little bit more, and that's at 702-596-27 9565. She does a great job. She'll return your call. She'll take care of business. And Linda, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for all the hard work you do on all our buyer loans.
Thank you very much.
Again, that's Mitch and Linda signing off. We really appreciate you joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Have an awesome day.
Thank you. Bye.